Rainmaker. So this machine behind me is called a hay bine. That's what you use to cut the hay, lay it down in windrows. But my neighbors, they don't call it a hay bine, they call it a rainmaker, because every time I get it out, it seems like it starts raining. So we're gonna see if we can make it rain today. See what I mean? Rainmaker. Well, seeing as how Mother Nature won't quit raining out there, we're working on building some pallets today. We've worked on it a few days now already, off and on, and we're up to 90 pallets or so built now, just about, so we're almost done. We're going to 100. We're hoping we're gonna finish them up today. Well, here they are, 105 pallets, ready to go for the season. This is my third time tedding this field. I had tedded it twice. Once the day after I cut it, and once more the following day, and then it rained. So I'm out here again trying to get it up off the ground. It's supposed to be a good windy day, lots of sunshine, I hope, although it's starting to look a little cloudy already. What you call Michigan sunshine right there. Yup, it's sunny most of the time. We are raking the hay back into windrows. See, I have two rakes hooked together. I bought that hitch a year ago. It's been amazing. Great time saver. Cost me, I think, $200 or something like that. Been fantastic. But these rakes are pretty old. I don't know the exact manufacturing year of these two, but I do know that John Deere made these rakes as far back as the 1950s. But they still do a pretty good job. There's still companies making rakes just like them. So I'm working on my hay truck today. One that picks up the bales in the field. I've been having problems with the brakes. Over a period of time, I lose all my brake fluid. It's really not a good thing. So we kind of narrowed it down to a suspicion of a bad slave cylinder inside this brake drum. So I pulled it off, which sucks because you have to pull the hub apart to get to them. But here I am, and you can see very obviously bad. This is all wet. This slave cylinder is leaking, and you can see the brake shoes are actually covered in oil, which means the shoes on this side are doing nothing for me, because you can't oil a brake shoe, then it has no friction to stop you. So I think it's probably just the top one leaking, but I've got two. I'm going to replace both of them while I got this all apart in here. Hopefully this takes care of my issues. Check out this guy, just hanging out by the ditch. What's going on, big guy? Huh? What are you doing up here? So we are baling hay. Dad's on the baler, I'm driving the hay truck. You're falling over. First load for the season. I didn't think it was gonna go today, but she come around. We're about 13-14% moisture, which is about perfect. At least that's what I'm telling myself. You'll see I didn't finish the stack in the front all the way up. That's because we need a little bit of space to get under the lean-to in the barn on the first couple loads. But hay season 2020 has started, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, woo. A brand new hay cutter. Got tired of working on old unreliable, so I got something that'll stay together. I can trust it isn't gonna break down on someone else when I ask them to ted hay for me. This one is bigger. It does 3 windrows instead of 2. That's not really what I was shopping for though. But it'll definitely speed up the process, which is always a good thing. For thin hay, we use a V-rake, which pulls 2 windrows together. Makes a heavier windrow for the baler, which makes a more consistent bale, and it just allows us to get across the field faster at baling time. Only baled about a half a dozen bales in this grass field and already baled up a snake. Quite often we get a lot of snakes in this field, but usually it's down more by the ditch bank or the creek bank area. Sorry, little buddy. Should have stayed out of the windrow. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We're baling hay. This is the first field of second cutting. Finished first cutting yesterday, on the second cutting today. So this is what a sudden shear wind ahead of a storm can do to windrows. These were perfectly straight, beautiful windrows, and now there's no such thing as a windrow here. They're all over the place. I have to re-rake just to bail if we don't get poured on here. It's a-coming by the looks of it. God, fighting all the last 3 days to get it dry enough, and we're almost there, and now it's gonna pour. Look at that. Just destroyed them. A bunched up mess. Well, we definitely picked up some rain. It sucks for the hay that's on the ground, but to be honest, I'll give up that little bit of hay for some rain for our crops, because things are looking pretty sorry. We could actually use quite a bit more rain, but this is something, so I guess I'll be happy with it. Well, it happened again. Finally started baling, got a half a load on the ground. Just finished the load that I got rained off of the other day, and it started raining. And it's already done. Just a quick little shower, but it's enough to put us out again. I'm gonna fight for this field, let me tell you. Man. I'm back here at the farm, a mile from the field, and the gravel's dry. It didn't even rain here. We are baling hay today. This hay has had about 2.5 inches of rain on it, 2 3/10 or something like that. So it's not great hay anymore. Quite brown, you can see. Not horse quality hay. So we are baling it up into big bales. You can see one of them right there. We've made a half a dozen, 5 I guess, so far. Soon to be a half dozen. And moving along pretty good. This is my big baler. We don't get it out very often. This is the second year I've owned it. And mostly I just use it for the hay that's less sellable. The hay that's more for cow feed than horse feed. So I got my co-pilot Ricky with me today telling me all the things I'm doing wrong. It's going along pretty good at the moment. Running the beast. You can tell it's a beast. This is a 160 or 70 horse tractor, and it gives it a workout. But the bales are 4 foot by 4 foot by supposed to be 8 feet. I think they're probably closer to 7 feet the way they're coming out, but I estimate about 35 small bales in one of those big bales. Second cutting still. This is the last field, but it's a big one, 55 acres. But this is, you can see where the hay is brown along the edge. It gets better as you go in. I think that what causes that is an aphid that attacks the hay and damages it. If you look down in the plant, you can see really almost like dead brown leaves down in there, and then the yellow leaves. So we got a little rain last night. We were out baling, out there baling, and we could see the rain coming. So Leslie brought a tarp. We got the stack and a half here that we got here in the field tarped up, and I managed to get a load picked up out in the fielding. I was on my way home when it started raining, so the face of the stack got a little wet, but it should dry off no problem. The hay within the stack would be fine. But I'm back out here today cutting, mowing down more, getting ready for the next go round. Well, I learned a lesson on buying cheap stuff. Burned out the pump. Solenoid burned out. And these studs burned out on this electric motor that runs the hydraulics for the hay truck, and it won't run on just one. It needed both pumps, so now I'm shopping again. This time I'll be shopping for something a little higher quality. I guess maybe Amazon is not the place to be buying stuff like that. What are you doing, dude? Trying to eat my tractor? Huh? Sure, there's probably a lot better things you could be eating. I don't know, I'm just saying. I'm freezing my buns off out here this morning. I'm out cutting hay. It's about 42 degrees. I've got a t-shirt, a flannel shirt, a sweatshirt, and my vest on, and it isn't near enough. Wish I'd have grabbed my bibs this morning, but I wasn't really thinking about it. I'm still in summer mode. But today is the first day of fall, I guess. We've already had one frost a couple of days ago, so I guess it's that time of year I need to put that stuff in my truck. But the sun's just working on peeking over the trees right now, so the story should change pretty quick, and I'll warm up out here and just getting a reminder of what fall feels like. Have a good day. My project today is trying to make a little room in the barn to get more third in without burying all of my first. So I'm going to shuffle a few stacks around with the truck, or at least that's the plan. So far, successful with the first stack. We'll see how it all goes. Well, that's disgusting. That makes me sick to my stomach. I don't know. Our welds didn't hold. That's where it all broke out. It's not the welds, but it also bent this back plate. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. After months, we finally got all our hydraulic issues worked out. And now this. This is... I mean, I can still move them with the grapples on the SkyTrak, but this was just gonna be so slick. This whole truck system is supposed to be slick, and it is not. All it's done so far is keep me up at night. We had a lot of hydraulic issues. I had to replace hydraulic pumps. Electric over hydraulic pumps just didn't work out. Had to put a wet kit on the truck, and then we had issues with that not doing the job. But we finally had got all that worked out, and now this. I can't... Apparently we just underbuilt it, but we had moved several loads before we started having pump issues, and certainly didn't have issues like that. I don't know. It's discouraging, let me tell you.